Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Welcome to our journey into the heart of faith. Today we are going to uncover the profound significance of Safa and Marwa, two hills that are central to the rituals of Hajj and Umrah. But more than just ritual, these sites hold a blueprint for creation itself. How is that? We will explain in this video, and also a testament to the divine manifestation of Allah's Kun Fayakun and the enduring legacy of faith as well. For centuries, pilgrims have walked between Safa and Marwa, performing a sacred ritual of Sa'i. While often seen as a historical reenactment, its deeper meaning, especially as divine symbols of ā'ir, are often overlooked. Today we will dwell into the sacred geometry and cosmology underlying the Quranic references of these sites, with specific attention to the feminine act of spiritual creation. We will also like to explain in this video that Islam is not the last of the Abrahamic religion, it is the very first Abrahamic religion. Now, central to this story is Hajar, and the mother of Ismail and wife of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, left alone in the desert of Makkah with an infant with nothing to eat or drink, and she simply submitted to the decision of her husband and the will of Allah. Although she did ask Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam that why are you leaving me here, and then she said, is it because Allah has commanded you? So his not answering was his confirmation to the fact that whatever Ibrahim alayhi salam did, specific orders from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's go back to the ayah 158 of Surah Baqarah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that indeed Safa and Marwa are among the symbols of Allah ta'ala. Why did the word symbol was used? What actually are the symbols of Safa and Marwa? Was Zamzam the ultimate understanding of Safa and Marwa? Well, let me explain it in a way that Safa and Marwa was act of creation by Allah. It was the manifestation of Kun Fayakun. So Kun Fayakun means be and it is, he says and it happens. So the way it happens, how it happens, and what is the mode of its happening are different according to different circumstances. But over here in Safa and Marwa, we see a very clear image of the process of creation by Kun Fayakun was applied here in the shape of Sa'i of Hajar. So let's again try to understand that Ibrahim alayhi salam is leaving his wife and an infant son out in the desert, nowhere, nobody around, nothing to eat, nothing to drink. And then even though that she asked Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, why are you doing this? And then she herself says that, are you doing it because Allah has commanded you to do so? So his not answering confirms to the fact that yes, Allah Ta'ala did command me. So as a human being, it is very difficult to leave your beloved one in a situation, a very helpless situation, not even knowing what the outcome would be. So of course he was a loved prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but he was also a human. So as a human and as a father and a husband, his position was very, very difficult. But then again, he submitted to the will of Allah and he left them over there. So why did Allah want this to? Ibrahim could have also been there to witness this, but he was asked to leave. So why he was asked to leave? Because this creation, this attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a created is partly uh, given to a woman. A woman manifests Allah's creation in his womb, and he gives birth to a child. So this is a process of creation that Allah has uh, partly bestowed upon the woman to be the vessel of that kun fayakun, to be the uh, somebody who makes it happen. So here again you see this place. It's a Safa and Marwa, and there's a woman and there's a baby, and the baby suddenly becomes very thirsty. Of course he would. So the mother goes through this one mountain and looking for water or something or somebody to for the child, and then she comes back. So this is 7 times she does that. This is an oscillation, symbolic oscillation of fear and also submission and also tawakkul, and that on the at the end of the seventh circle, suddenly the water erupts out of the where Ismail was lying on the ground near his feet. So this will of Allah, kun fayakun, was manifested through this act. This is the point to understand. This act was actually kun fayakun manifestation. So that is why Allah Ta'ala subhanahu wa ta'ala says it is among the symbols of Allah Ta'ala. Water coming out of nowhere is of course a symbol, but you must also understand the whole process of how it happened. It could just have happened while she was just still sitting there. It could have happened with the Ibrahim sitting over there, but no, it was a ritual to be performed. It was something that had to be done. Safa and Marwa, this is not about this ayah. It's not about reading this ayah. It's about the act and the happening. So she acted, and what happened was of the Zamzam. So this miracle, it gave not only birth to this water, it gave birth to this whole civilization, a whole new city, a whole new place. The water made that place, Mecca, the desert of Mecca, livable. Now that it had water, so it was livable. So once the water was there, so Ibrahim alayhi salam and then Ismail alayhi salam, he was older now, built this Kaaba over there at the very same place, near to that place. And then of course we know that that Kaaba is to become the center of Islamic symbolism, at the center of Islamic figures, the center of all Islamic identity was there because of that Zamzam. And because the act of this Hajar, she gave birth, not only birth to this Zamzam, she gave birth to a city, a civilization. So Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam started rebuilding Kaaba over there, and of course, at the end of it, out of the lineage of Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam came Hazrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he was to be the last of the prophets, and he would complete the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah would say that I have completed the deen today here with the hands of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he not only cleared the Kaaba out of the from all the idols that were there, he laid the final foundation of Islam. So this foundation of Islam precedes the Judaism and Christianity. So Christianity and Judaism came later. The foundation of Islam was laid down first in this valley of Safa and Marwa. So Safa and Marwa is not about Zamzam. It's about the birth of Islam, the base of Islam, the very first foothold of Islam. So that is why if you see the du'as of Ibrahim alayhi salam, so this is again he says, make me one who says your prayers, and to make me establish my prayers, and also my generations to come. So once again, with this spring of Zamzam, not only came water, but came settlements as well. And with settlements came this prophecy. Later, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam rebuilt the Kaaba. So the foundations of Kaaba are deeply rooted into this sacred Safa and Marwa. So if you look at this performing of Hajj every year by millions of Muslims, so you will see that the Kaaba is built by Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam and Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam, and this there is a place of Ibrahim where Ibrahim stood while building the Kaaba, and you see this Safa and Marwa where Hajar gave birth to this fountain of water, and you also see that the sacrifice that Ismail was supposed to make also a part of Hajj. So Hajj is more of the legacy of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam and his family than anything else. So that is why one of the reasons that you must understand that why the Rood Sharif, the Rood Ibrahimi is a central part of namaz. No namaz is complete without Rood Ibrahimi. Whenever you say the Rood to Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you also say the Rood to the Ibrahim alayhi salam and his family, because that his family laid the very first foundation of Islam. So Islam came prior to Judaism and Christianity, because this is the sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He wants to you to see. So you see that how Safa and Marwa is among the symbols of Allah, and how Safa and Marwa became the birthplace of Islam, and how Safa and Marwa are among the symbols of Allah, and how they are so much central to everything that Islam is focused upon. And it's not just about Zamzam, it's about everything, it's about Islam. So the first Muslims, or the first religion that was laid foundation by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was Islam. Judaism and Christianity came much later from the lineage of bloodline of Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam. So the line of Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam was kept dormant till the birth of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his prophethood, and he was to be the last prophet, and he was to complete the deen for us. So in that sense, please understand the importance of Safa and Marwa is not just two mountains and you just walk around them, running around. This is not about it. Try to understand it was a place where the actual manifestation of Allah's kun fayakun happened, and that is the place where Islam was born. That is the significance of Safa and Marwa. Thank you very much for being with me. Hope to see you soon, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.